This is a short video about my Privateer 20 trailer sailor. I bought her about a year ago and off a nice old man called Keith. He had a stroke and couldn't really finish a project that he'd started 3 years earlier. I saw some lovely photos of her 3 years before, sat on the water, looking very pretty. When I went down to get the boat, it not looking so good. No windows in, everything ripped out, and it was just a bare shell. Everything was there in boxes, including nice new material and bits and pieces like that. But the basis was there for a good boat, and it was at a price I couldn't refuse. So I bought it and brought it back there and then. Small thing was I forgot to tell the wife that I was buying a boat. She wasn't my wife at the time. We were getting married a week later. Needless to say, the marriage did take place. But it did. Enjoy the video. This is the day I brought the Privateer home. As you can see, there's no windows in it. Everything's blanked off. Looking quite sorry for herself. All the gel coat's been damaged. This is after I've started sanding her down, getting the gel coat back, taking off layers and layers of anti-foul, and basically just trying to get the hull and everything back into shape and get her looking a little bit tidier. She wasn't in bad condition really. The fiberglass was very good. There's no delamination or anything. So here I am just starting to get the undercoat on. There she is with her first layer of blue and white on the deck. All the fittings are starting to go on at this point. And she's starting to look like something. All the stainless steel's back on. As you can see, I did a lot of varnishing and got all the timbers up together and put on board. Then we did with the bowsprit, we put the bowsprit on. Nice stainless steel chain there. I wanted to keep the anchor at the front of the boat. I didn't want to have to carry it all the time, so I made myself a means of hanging it off the front. This is near the end when I've got all the decals on and the engine's in, and she's getting pretty much ready to go. We're about 9 months into the project at this point to get her to this point. Deck's been painted twice, hull's been painted twice, and she's been in the water twice, just for test sails, etc. Moving on to the interior, as you can see, when I got her there was absolutely nothing inside. No insulation, no windows, no vents, absolutely nothing at all, just the bare bones of the boat. So I set about getting it sort of cleaned up, sanded it all down and just painted it to seal it, put some windows in, put some bits and pieces in, just got it. So that was ready for the test sail. I quickly made up a kitchen unit or galley unit. The wallpaper you can see in the background was actually templates so that I could make the boards that I was going to put the insulation on. There's a half-inch gap there, air gap, which is insulated with foam behind all the units to give us more insulation. My sister did all the covers for the seats, as you can see, did a good job. The material was supplied by Keith and his wife, the previous owners. I made the wood surrounds for the windows, and slowly she started to come together on the inside. And we've got 12-volt LED lighting, which works very well. These photos, some of these photos were taken with the LED lighting, no flash. Started to put the ceiling in there, as you can see. Continued the theme with the line down the middle being the same material as it was on the sides to tie it all together. So a bit arty, I suppose. Full wiring diagram here. This was basically taken from Practical Boat Owner, and then I adapted it to suit me. Twin batteries, which doubles as a step in and out. I've got my electrics there, so I've got a fish finder, depth gauge, and sat nav. Also all my electronics, my solar panel unit, and my VHF radio, all going through an isolation switch and all individually fused. And there she is on her mooring at Christchurch or Mudderford, and a quick sail out just to make sure everything works. So that's it. That's me tucked up, and we had a few adventures. This was us on a test sail, having bacon butties in the morning. All very good and thoroughly enjoyable. and much more sailing adventures to come. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and see you around soon, especially if you're in the Solent. Look out for me.
Oh, the work was hard and the wages low. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. I guess it's time for us to go, and it's time for us
as you can see, a bit of an update. It's New Year.
Leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her.
All my paint's flaking off.
All
really
the voyage is done,
jet wash
and
the
the
whole
winds don't blow, and it's
boat,
time
pressure wash it,
for us
try and get this paint off and redo it.
Oh, I
Real bad,
I
absolutely everywhere.
the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, tomorrow you will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. All the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. The winds blew foul and the seas run high. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. We shipped 'em green and none went by, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. The mate was a bucko and the old man a Turk.